You're getting in your pajamas. You're feeling nice and cozy. You're getting ready for bed. It's been a long day. Been a long week. You get into bed, you crawl in, starting to feel really comfortable, drifting off, thinking about lollipops and sugar canes. Good night, sweet prince. And then all of a sudden, you hear some scratching above your head. You hear something in the ceiling. You think, there's a party going on right here, and Lionel Richie's not in my home. What could that be? You get the flashlight out, you look up on the ceiling, you see some brown spots. That doesn't smell good. What is that? Find out it's a family of raccoons. Does your insurance cover it? We're going to discuss it. Sam Williams, Williams Insurance Group of Fayetteville, Georgia. Another with a frequently asked question. This was an issue that came to me from a client that was switching over. And they were upset over this issue and wanted me to give them a second opinion on it before they made the switch to see if they needed to turn it in or not. Truth is, looking through their policies, let me tell you something. If you have sleep disorders or you need to find a way to get to sleep better, read your insurance policy. You'll be out in 5 minutes. It's a guaranteed way to fight off insomnia and sleep issues. But anyway, looking at the policy, it specifically said damage is excluded that's caused by birds, vermin, rodent, insects, or domesticated animals. So your own pets, termites, mice and rats. That means if they do something that causes a major issue down the road, you're probably looking at it not being covered. But what I didn't see specifically listed is raccoons. So raccoons aren't birds or rodents. Bats aren't really birds. They may be rodents, but I don't know. But that leaves the word vermin sitting there. And if we know anything about insurance companies, we're very honest here. We work for you, not the insurance company. Insurance companies sometimes leave a little back door open so they can get out of something like this. And I think vermin is what they're doing here. The word vermin is never actually defined in the policy. A definition of vermin, you can look all over Google. There's several different versions of what a vermin is. More than likely, because the policy language doesn't determine it, it's left it open for the claims adjuster's interpretation. So is it covered or not covered? Let's get to the point. Truth is, you might be able to fight this and argue that raccoons aren't vermin. But the truth of the matter is, more than likely, the adjuster has dealt with this before, and they can find definitions that classify raccoons as vermin or bats as vermin if they're not covered under the rodent part, and will likely deny the claim. What does this tell us, though, and what is the point? The point is that you don't want to be in this situation. And the best thing you can do is, if you hear these noises, do something about it immediately. Call a professional. Don't crawl up there with a flashlight and get your eyes clawed out, Sally. You need to call a professional, get them up there, get them to look, get them to push out whatever's in there and seal up any access that they have, and go ahead and start dealing with that damage immediately. Doesn't mean that it's not covered. You need to usually call your agent, get the definition of what is and what isn't. There are some policies that'll say nesting is not covered. So that would probably qualify under the raccoon category. But what you want to do is you really want to get somebody up there, at least poke your head up there every once in a while, make sure nothing's up there. Have a pest control company once a year maybe come through, and walk around the outside of your house. Take a flashlight at night. Walk around. Sometimes that's the best thing to do is at night, take a flashlight, walk around the outside of your house in the high spaces, make sure nothing has chewed a hole, nothing has gotten in, and pay attention to the little brown spots in your ceiling. People miss them all the time. Maybe there's a room you don't use very often. Maybe it's a spare bedroom that you don't use. Walk in there more. Take a look at the ceiling. Make sure you don't see brown spots. That is a great indicator that you have either a roof leak or you have vermin in your attic, because they urinate and that does seep through to the ceiling. So those are all things that you want to look for and prevent, because you don't want to be in this situation where it becomes a worse problem, where ventilation's being torn apart, or insulation's being torn apart, or wires are being chewed. That is a big danger for a fire risk, and you don't want any of that stuff excluded. So do yourself a favor. Walk around your house at night with a flashlight. Look at entrances that they could have gotten in. Seal them up. Go up there and look in the attic every once in a while. Don't be scared. Do it during the daytime so you don't have to worry about what's up there. But it's very important that you do that so you're not in this situation. If you need anything, let us know. Williams Insurance Group, 770-461-1355. Thanks, everyone.